people, and welcome to this completely zen episode of Planet Zoo. Oh, it's not gonna be zen, but I thought I could set the setting for this this build I did at Planet Zoo. We've only got a couple of days more left in the beta, so I wanted to try out some different things, and this is the result of that. So after building my my park that I did in the African style, I found out you could actually research a lot of more themes, and this the Indian theme is one of those themes. And then I wanted to do an Indian theme building, and I thought as well, let's do something different. So now it's Tibetan all of the sudden. So a Tibetan monastery. Well, actually this is modeled after a palace, the Potala Palace to be exact. And I thought it looked really cool, and I really haven't done anything like that before. So thought it would be a nice challenge for me to build. So I'm using two colors, red and white. And luckily in the beta we have the plaster pieces, which are off-grid, so that means you can rotate them any way you want. And that's what I did with the foundations here. I put them in a slight angle, and then the other one too. And then I brought the corners together, which is really satisfying. Now, besides a reference image I used, I really don't know shit about Tibetan architecture or culture. I know there's a lot of monks, and I'm not sure if they do Hinduism or Buddhism. I guess that makes me inconsiderate, but well, I really like how their buildings look, and that's what I'm focusing on here. So yeah, I wanted to incorporate some more color, because otherwise it's just red and white, and that's the flag of Poland, and Poland reminds me of Energylandia, and I don't really like that park. So let's stay away from the negative vibes and become completely zen again. Yeah, well, great. Okay, so classical windows I used. Well, they're called classic windows, but they can be used here. So hey, wow, nice. I used mostly red roofs, but later on I'm using gold roofs too. I don't know really what to say about the whole build of it. I mainly just messed around a bit. Like, if you watch Sil's video, he's always like, oh yeah, and actually you see a lot of this aspect in this building style. Well, I don't know all that stuff, so I'm not a civil engineer. Wait, that's not the people who do that. Anyway, well, yeah, I've just used the Indian pieces and tried to make it look good. Now, when I finished this, I actually found out that the Bhutanese buildings looks much better than the Tibetan style building I did here. So okay, I should have done that, but this it looks cool. I made one more thing at the end of the video. Well, we'll get to that later. Yeah, made a little lookout platform here. Initially I didn't want guests to like go through it or in it, but I made a hole later on that they can walk through, and there's even an inside section guests can walk through. Now here I used gold for the rest of the roof, because, well, the palace that I used the reference image for also had gold roofs. So why not copy that, because I'm really good at copying stuff. Now, you may ask yourself, Jurre, why the frig do I want a Tibetan monastery in my zoo? I don't know. I thought, hey, I'm gonna build a zoo with a Tibetan monastery, and that's how it's gonna be. So yeah, deal with it. Yeah. I guess you guys have to kind of figure out what animal you want to use here. But okay, let's just continue on. Here I'm making the tunnel. Now, since I'm gonna make a little scene inside, I just copied the main archway, so I can precisely decide how long the tunnel is gonna be, instead of just two big blocks. working on the path for the guests here. They walk up and they walk down in the other side. Very simple stuff. Yeah, I what I like to do is like to add a lot of angles to a building. I mean, you can make like a basic farm or a little house with like a pitched roof and a rectangle shape, but that's not very interesting for a zoo or a theme park. So that's a thing I always strive at, to make like things more interesting to look at. And people always say, yeah, you need to make stuff that looks good in the perspective of guests. But I mean, we're the guys playing the game, so I mean, it's not really a real life thing, is it? So yeah. Oh yes. Oh, rocks. I like rocks. Apparently, this building grows out of the rocks. No, it's actually placed upon the rocks, but it looks weird. But that really adds to the whole up the mountain side thing. And at this point, I hadn't figured out how to incorporate terraforming into a blueprint. Apparently, that's only possible with a habitat. So I know that now. You guys know that now. So that's why if you do terraforming without a habitat, it won't save in a blueprint. Oh, that's also another thing. There is a chance like these blueprints will not transfer over to the main game once the full game releases. They still aren't sure about that. I mean, it would kind of suck, but at least we got the videos. But yeah, there will be a chance you can choose this. But that means I can build a Bhutanese temple instead of a Tibetan one. So win-win. Yeah. Adding some more details here to the building because it looks a bit boring. Yeah, I'm not sure when to stop detailing or when to actually like do more detailing. Well, in real life, often buildings are way more simple than you see in parks and themed areas. That's just because they want to immerse you in this scenario they've set up, and that's actually something I'm really into. So I like doing that. I just need to know more about the cultures, and if I want to know more about the culture, I need to study them, and I don't feel like doing that for this 15 minutes build. Oh, it's even less. It's 11 minutes. Wow. Yeah. I just want to build something I think would look good. For more serious projects, obviously I'm gonna check out what real life examples are like. Now, we're nearly done with the front of the building. Just placing some lamps here and some random clutter, some fence, more windows here. I think it came out alright in the end. Could maybe have done with some more angles, or it looks just really chunky right now. Maybe I think this style would work better with a bigger building, but there's absolutely no reason why. Is a palace in the middle of a zoo, and this could be a big souvenir shop or offices for the stuff. Anything really. Now, for the exit, I wanted to do something different than the entrance, so I just did a stone stairway, and the building's actually resting on that too. So I thought, hey, that's different, that's cool. This is definitely the back of the building, though. You can see that, well, most of the building is angled forward. But you know, you can edit it as much as you want to make it work in every angle. Also, there's something weird going on with the piece count in this version. So there, for a blueprint, there's a 4,000 pieces limit. But now when you add things into a scenery group, it turns into one object. So if that means you can get endless objects in a blueprint, but I don't think it works that way. So either they need to fix it or just make the limit limitless. Well, that's because that used to be something I kept running into with Planet's Coaster. and I hope that won't be as much of an issue in Planet Zoo, especially in the franchise parks, because you can't share franchise parks on the workshop. So I'm probably gonna build stuff for YouTube in sandbox parks, and then for my own park, I'll do a separate series in franchise mode. So here I'm doing something else in the building, an education point. You need to place screens and loud speakers next to an habitat for the education of guests. And this is just a small blueprint that binds them both together, because, well, there's a screen and I added a speaker on top of it. And it's in the same style as the monastery, so I thought might as well put it on the workshop too. You can find both of these in the description. Now, that's it for today, people. So, thanks for watching, everyone, and see ya next time.